Cam on court, and today I got my man Jordan here with me today, and we're here to talk about just sports in general. What's today's date? March
11th, 12th,
no 13th.
13th.
Yeah, see,
I was counting up.
he's just way off. That's just how he does.
So he's already started.
Yeah, the roasting session, but NFL free agency.
Crazy.
What's been going on?
Crazy.
So, who's your biggest domino that fell? in
Biggest
free
domino
agency?
has to be Jimmy Graham. Has to be.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, I know that wasn't through free agency, but happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, that trade came out of nowhere. We knew the Saints didn't like Jimmy Graham. We knew, but a trade to the Seahawks, to the two-time Super Bowl attendee Seahawks. That's scary. I hate the Seahawks, but that's scary.
You think so?
It is. I'm not super worried though.
Oh, hold on. First of all, who are you a fan of? Let the viewers know.
The viewers need to know. I'm a Green Bay fan. Go Pack, go.
No, no, no pack, no. Yeah. So you really feel like the Jimmy Graham thing is gonna put Seattle back there?
No, I don't. I think it's the biggest domino. I don't think it is necessarily the biggest signing, and I don't think it is as scary as we thought so when it first happened. Okay. Jimmy Graham, he doesn't block. He is a tight end who wants to be a receiver. He doesn't want to get touched. He wants to run and catch the ball and score touchdowns. He doesn't want to block. He doesn't want to get down into the nitty-gritty, shoving people. He doesn't want to get touched.
But you don't think that Jimmy Graham can learn that in that system?
No.
Jimmy Graham, he's big. He's
you don't think the Saints wanted him to do that? Of course they did.
I don't know.
Of course they did.
He was at one point considered a receiver. They were debating if he was a receiver or a tight end for
Saints
money.
Never ever wanted to call him a receiver because they wanted him to be a tight end and blocked and do what he was supposed to do.
See it that way.
He is a great tight end. Don't get me wrong. He's an amazing player. One of the most athletic players in the league.
Best tight end in the league?
No. Rob Gronkowski has to be. We can get to that. He's going to be a huge threat. He's going to make the red zone impossible to the Seahawks because you either throw to Jimmy Graham or run it to Marshawn. No one's going to be able to stop him in the red zone. But in places other than the red zone, the rest of the field, he might be a liability for them.
You think he'll be a liability?
Yeah. He's used to having a QB who throws quickly, who doesn't really run out of the pocket, and who has to have perfect routes. Russell Wilson relies on scrambling, getting out of the pocket. That's why they haven't needed wide receivers in the past, because he gets out and all the wide receiver needs is time.
You don't think having Jimmy Graham though he creates that deep threat for them?
They've always had a deep threat. They had Percy Harvin. They've got
Percy Harvin a deep threat. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, the speed. I mean, he's a slot
I feel like
receiver.
He's more just the out. Yeah, I feel like he's more of an athlete. You put him anywhere. But, I don't think he had like ball skills like.
Yes, he adds. Of course he adds something. But he's not
the best. Like he's decent everywhere. Not like the best.
He's one of the best. He's just not something that's super scary for me.
All right, let me ask you this: will Jimmy Graham be better than Percy Harvin for the Seahawks?
Of course, without a question. Percy Harvin was terrible.
He was terrible. I can't agree with you on that. He couldn't be terrible.
He played maybe how many games? 2 or 3. One of them was the Super Bowl, yeah. But
every game he played was, he was,
But what did he do? He cost him a few draft picks, and that was it.
You don't think he was a part of getting that ring? I mean, he didn't play like that much in that season.
How many points did Denver score that game? Yeah. That's why they won that ring.
Wow. Okay. All right. So let's get off of that topic, anyways. But what about DeMarco Murray? What about the Eagles? Chip Kelly. Let's get on Chip Kelly because Chip Kelly's just. What is he doing? Like, the world needs to know what is Chip doing.
He's doing a lot of things.
Hold on. Is he a genius or idiot?
We're not going to know till the end of the season. We're not going to know. We can sit here and debate all we want, but we're not going to know until the end of the season. He's made a ridiculous amount of moves. He's put himself in the hot seat. He's got to perform this season or else he's out. I think the DeMarco signing is big for them. I think having Sproles, DeMarco, and Ryan Matthews, that's
3
dangerous.
backs?
Yeah,
I mean, you have 2 of the same
dangerous.
backs potentially in Matthews and Sproles. I mean, what is that like? What is that looking like?
Not at all. Ryan Matthews doesn't really catch the ball out of the backfield like Sproles at all. That's why back in San Diego they had Woodhead.
Okay.
He would be the one who was like playing the Sproles role. Mm-hmm. Matthews is going to add, maybe that third down running back coming in when DeMarco's tired. But DeMarco will be the bell cow. But I think it's a fantasy nightmare. I'm not going to touch any of those running backs
for fantasy.
Hell yeah. Oops.
Why not?
I don't know if I was supposed to.
I don't know.
I'm not going to touch. I won't touch DeMarco. Not after Chip Kelly and LaShawn. You can't really trust. I don't think you can really trust the bell cow.
But DeMarco was a stud last year in fantasy.
So was LaShawn the year before.
So why would you not touch him then if he's with their line? The year before though, you just said the year before.
Yeah, the year before last year, LaShawn McCoy was a stud.
DeMarco Murray's there now.
And then last year, with Chip Kelly, he wasn't that good. DeMarco's there now. I'm just not going to touch him. There are other running backs elsewhere.
So for fantasy, who are you looking at as a big name target for your fantasy?
Best
player in fantasy.
Best player
next year. I'm going on a limb to say it's gonna be my man Antonio Brown once again.
Antonio, best wide receiver.
Yes. No, best player in fantasy. Player? I'm saying all the way. Antonio Brown. I feel like he's hot.
He's hot. There are rumors, I think, of Mike Wallace possibly going back to Pittsburgh, which would drastically take away value from Antonio Brown. But until then, you might be right. They just signed D'Angelo Williams, which is definitely going to take away from Le'Veon.
Damn.
I'm trying to think. Some of the best wide receivers, I think Dez could definitely compete for the best wide receiver.
Even with Murray being gone.
Yeah, I think he's going to demand more now.
Really?
He's already got double teams on him all game. I think without DeMarco there, they're going to throw it to him more. He's going to score more red zone touchdowns. He's going to be a beast.
You think Dez Bryant's legit?
Hell yeah.
Like, how legit? Jerry Rice legit or Randy Moss legit?
No, I don't.
A tier below?
Yeah, I would say a tier below. He'll be one of those dudes we talk a little bit about when we're older, but not like Jerry Rice.
Let's go back to the running back thing, because everybody always wants to know who the best running back in the NFL is, and that's always a discussion that I just feel like we always talk about Adrian Peterson or, McCoy, Le'Veon Bell. He's kind of under the radar. Murray.
Le'Veon's only had one good year. His freshman year, he only averaged like 3.9 yards.
But let's be honest, though. Doesn't line come into play when it comes to all that?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely. Offensive line don't get enough credit for anything.
So let's do this scenario so the viewers can see. Mm-hmm. Everybody has the same line. Who's the best running back in the NFL?
Adrian Peterson.
AP is the best running back in the NFL?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, you just got to look at replay. You got to look at highlights. He's one of the best running backs of all time. His ability to cut through the hole and his breakout speed is ridiculous. He's big. He throws people off of him. Dude came back from ACL injury and set the record, almost the record. He was 7 yards short of the record.
Definitely true.
And he's never had one of the most dominating offensive lines in Minnesota. He hasn't. And he's been going up against, Detroit defense. They've had Ndamukong Suh for how long?
And Fairley. And
yeah, they've had a great defensive line for the last, 5 or 6 years.
True, that's definitely true.
So he's going like pounding and pounding. Same with the Bears too. Urlacher and what's his name? Yeah, what's his name?
Urlacher and what's his name? What's his name?
The other dude, other linebacker.
Briggs?
Briggs, thank you. Lance Briggs, yeah.
Briggs,
So I would say AP. Yeah.
AP.
Best running back in the league.
Best running back in the league. So what do you feel AP is going to do this season, though? I mean,
everybody's
wondering,
where he goes. Is
he going to Dallas? Like, that's the hot question. Is Dallas going to pull that move? I mean, I feel like if Dallas pulls that, they pretty much run the NFL.
I don't think they will. If they were going to sign a running back, they probably would have signed DeMarco. I think they're going to go through the draft. I think Melvin Ingram's going to end on Dallas.
Melvin Ingram?
Yeah.
From Wisconsin?
Yep.
You think he's going to be the next big thing? I mean, with that line, he might be able to.
Yeah, we'll see how he is. I think he'll be drafted by
Dallas.
They
just got McFadden. I mean, what is that about?
Yeah, but they signed McFadden to a deal that's less than they signed their backup running back. I don't think he's there to be their starter.
Really?
He also hasn't been healthy any season except his rookie year, I'm pretty sure.
All right, so best quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even ask that. I know he was going to say Aaron Rodgers. It's not like...
It's not because I'm a Packers fan. It's because he's the best QB in the league right now.
Aaron Rodgers is the best QB in the league.
He's played behind a subpar offensive line every single year until this past year. And then we saw what he did. MVP. With a good line, he's an MVP. And we've got an amazing offensive line that's young, and we just signed them all. And they're here through 2016 with Aaron Rodgers. The next 3 years, he's going to MVP, Super Bowl. We're going to be there.
I don't know. I feel like you have a major roadblock.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And AFC too. I mean, the Pats and the Colts look excellent right now.
I don't feel the strength of the AFC. You know, if we're being honest, do you really feel like the AFC compares? I feel like it's going back to like basketball, what the NBA is now, with the East and the West. Like, I don't feel like
for the last past few years, the AFC I think has been weak in in number of good teams. Mm-hmm. They've had some great teams. They've had the Pats, obviously, Denver recently, but I think now, through free agency, AFC's actually gotten pretty good. You look at the AFC East, the Patriots, they lost a lot of their cornerbacks, but you've got Buffalo, McCoy, and they just signed Fitzpatrick. Like, that's going to give them...
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Or not Fitzpatrick. Jets signed Fitzpatrick. Jets signed Fitzpatrick. They got... the Jets got Brandon Marshall.
Yes.
Darrelle Revis back.
Cromartie. That was huge.
That division looks great right now. And Miami getting Sue.
And they have Jordan Cameron?
Yep, and they got Jordan Cameron from Cleveland. And they're probably going to draft. I've seen a lot of mock drafts have Miami getting Dorial Green-Beckham, who's a 6'5" Calvin Johnson-like receiver. That division just got ridiculous.
With Ryan Tannehill, you think Ryan Tannehill is decent? He'll do his job?
You know, I think Ryan Tannehill has actually been surprisingly good with the lack of wide receivers they have.
Yeah, I mean,
they had Mike Wallace, but he didn't really perform. You know, they signed him to a $12 million contract.
I mean, I had Tannehill in fantasy in the days I didn't play him. He got off.
Yeah,
I mean, I had Wilson. I had Russell Wilson too, but I mean,
it's true.
Tannehill was just a beast.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to calling him a beast last season. I think he had some good games, but I still think he could be good, but I wouldn't say he's a beast.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's switch topics, man. Let's go to NBA, man.
NBA? No, I can't do anything.
You can't do NBA. You can't do NBA.
I do March Madness.
March Madness.
Yeah.
All right, so since he can't do NBA, you know, because he knows I'll just rule him on NBA. March Madness.
All I have to say is Westbrook.
No, Harden. Let's go for March Madness picks, man.
Yeah,
it's early, but it is March. Isn't that next week tournament time?
Yep.
Right?
It starts next Thursday.
Tournament time. So, what you got going for your tournament pick?
I mean, I have to have Kentucky going all the way. I think you're crazy. You're crazy if you don't have Kentucky winning it all.
But realistically,
well, I mean, it depends. It depends.
One and done. Like, this is not like a series. Like,
but if you're just gonna go off who's the best team and who has the best chance of winning, it has to be Kentucky. They're undefeated. You have to choose them
by the odds of Kentucky.
Yeah, by the odds, exactly. You know, if you wanted to choose a good smart pick, it'd be interesting to look at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I think
as a sleeper.
I think they play really, really well. If they beat Duke tonight, I think you're going to hear a lot of people talking about them.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Wisconsin? They're kind of on the radar.
You know, I had Wisconsin in the final. I had Wisconsin in the Final Four last year. I know.
You know, they're a team that you don't like because they're obviously not like
they play boring.
Yeah,
they
play
boring.
You know, and they're in Wisconsin. Yeah. You're not really like, okay, I'm not checking for Wisconsin, but I mean, you have to check for them when you see them.
I mean, I had them in the Final Four last year, and they got there. They got to the finals, and they kept, I'm pretty sure, everyone on their starting team.
Yeah.
Maybe I think they might have lost one person.
Yeah.
But they look good. And they've got the experience. They've got the tournament experience. That's what you really need. So we'll see. We'll see what it comes down to, what the drawings are, who plays who.
So you have Kentucky as your pick? So
definitely. I'm locking Kentucky in right now. It doesn't even matter.
Safe pick Notre Dame?
Safe pick, no. Safe pick is Kentucky.
So you're under the radar pick, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame winning all.
Really?
Yeah.
So no consideration for Duke. I'm not a Duke fan, but I mean,
hate Duke.
Just be honest. I know, but I mean, just out of just all honesty.
No, of course, Duke is always, as long as Coach K is coaching, Duke is always gonna have a chance to win it all.
Really?
Always.
I don't know.
I've seen Duke just do ridiculous things.
Oh yeah, you're a BC fan.
Yeah,
so
I have to watch my team play them twice every single year. I've seen Duke do some ridiculous things.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't know. I think that if I had to choose, like, as far as like picks go and like who I think would probably go, sleeper pick, that's tough. I mean, I couldn't. It's been so up and down. I feel like I agree with you on the Kentucky pick. I think is the safest pick, and it might sound so cliche because they are number one, they're undefeated, but I feel like it's the safest pick. But I mean, there's also that one and done factor that hurts everybody, and Kentucky's been in some close games down the stretch recently, so it's kind of an off and on thing. But I feel like I feel like the Notre Dame pick was also that's a smart under the radar pick. I mean, I feel like Notre Dame plays in a tough conference.
Yep, you got to play ACC teams. You got to play Virginia.
But see, you just said the name of the team that I feel that's going to be the team that's going to go is Virginia. I think Virginia's going to go because I feel like watching Virginia, their defense is ridiculous.
Defense is impossible.
Impossible. I mean, and it's weird because they don't score. Like Virginia, if you look at their games, like these dudes look terrible on offense, and like
they can though. They can. I think they've had a few games where they're in 70 points, which with that defense is killer.
It's ridiculous.
If you can score 70 points and hoard people to 38 points,
20,
exactly.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Scary. Yeah, so my pick would be.
So you think it's the ACC? If it's not Kentucky, it's ACC.
It's ACC, but the one thing that scares me with the tournament are these mid-major teams, because you don't know how good these teams really are until you get to these tournaments and like, whoa, this team is actually. Legit, or this team actually is terrible. Like, yeah, like some teams they'll get rated high in their mid majors, and I'm like, you go to tournament, they got smacked by like who, like what? So it's like, what do you say? What do you say to the mid majors this year? You think they have a chance? Is that a strong mid major?
I haven't looked into them yet.
Really?
I can't.
You can't really talk.
I can't talk any majors. I know nothing about the mid majors this year.
I feel like there's a couple mid majors out there that are pretty strong. I mean. I watched a couple of VCU games. VCU is they're not back to the old VCU, but they had a couple big games.
Yeah, VCU
and their conference is ridiculous. Like Richmond, Rhode Island, and their records are ridiculous. Yeah, their records are ridiculous.
Yeah, I can give some advice out there. Just choose all the 12 seeds. If you get bonuses for upsets, always choose the 12 seeds.
Really?
Always choose all 4 of them. Because last year, I think all 4 of them won. Year before, like 3 of them won. They always win. And you get the huge bonus points right there.
For the 12 seeds?
Yeah.
When you do the brackets?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be your thing, is just 12 seeds.
Yep.
I don't know about that. I think 9, 5 through 9.
You choose all the upsets with 5 through 9?
5 through 9. I feel like 5 through 9 is safe picks. Not so much safe picks, but I feel like you have a better chance of one of those guys getting there than a 12.
Every single year, at least 2 12 seeds get through.
To the what? Elite?
Oh, no, just do the first round. That's where you get the bonus points. Yeah. That's what I do.
You never know.
Well, never steer me wrong.
Maybe this time it will. Well, that's a show. That's Came on Court.